Hello my friends, it's Nicole with Guiding Echoes, the channel that is devoted to your spiritual and personal growth. And I am so excited about today's video. Today we are talking about curse prevention, and this video is brought to you by the assholes who sent you a curse, because without them I wouldn't have to make this video. So you've probably seen my previous videos in which I talked about the different signs that you may be cursed. And I also have another video about the 4 ways to break a curse. And sometimes what happens, in which a few of you have experienced, is you've been successful at breaking a curse, but it seems like it swings back around and hits you again, or a brand new one comes, or maybe there's a lot of residual energy. Well, this curse prevention video is going to teach you how to fix that, because we don't want to deal with curses anymore. They're BS. We don't like them in their energy. They're So let's make sure that we have the right protections up so that a curse cannot get to us ever again. Sound good? You in? You in? I knew you would be. Before we get into the first step, I need you to understand something, and it has everything to do with our consciousness, with the intentions we are setting for our lives. Now, most people walk around completely unaware of what they are thinking, right? Their thoughts are on autopilot. And when this happens, the thoughts that their tiny little brain comes up with are usually fear-based. They are full of worries. They are thinking about horrible things that happened in the past and horrible things that could happen in the future. We're just not taught to think positive thoughts. We're not taught to have faith in things that are good. And so by default, because our brain is wired for survival, we begin to think about all the worst possible things that can happen in our lives. And not surprisingly, the essence of that often shows up. So let me be clear on something. If you do not set an intention for your life, other people can set the intention for you. Yeah, think about that for a second. Let me say that again. If you do not set a clear intention for your life, other people can set that intention for you. So here's what I mean by that. The universe is neutral. It is neither good nor bad. It is neither loving nor hateful. And that's why the universe says yes to all of your commands, to all of your wishes, to all of your thoughts and desires. This means that if you are not intentionally setting the type of experiences that you want to have in your life and your brain is on autopilot, other people who don't like you, who hate you, who are jealous of you, who want the worst for you, they are sending that intention that something bad will happen to you. And if your brain and your mind is already in worry mode, guess what happens? That neutral energy of the universe says yes to both of you. And that is how a curse is able to get right into your life. People do not have to do an in-depth ritual to send bad energy your way. All they have to do is have a clear intention on how much they don't like you, on how much they hate you, and how they want this bad thing to happen to you, or bad things to happen to you. And if you're not setting clear intentions that you're going to have a good day, that you are a beloved child of the universe, that you are protected in every which way, then those thoughts, those intentions from other people can get right into your energy, and that is what begins to manifest. That's scary, right? That's kind of creepy. So the very first tip that I have for you is to set strong intentions for your life. And I want you to do this every single day. If that sounds like a lot of work, it's not. Setting an intention is easy. Setting intentions every single day is easy, and this is something you can get excited about. So I find that the best way to set intentions is through your I am statements. And you may have been hearing me talk about this a lot lately. But your I am statement speaks of your divinity. It speaks of the divine inside of you. So when you say, I am successful, I am love, I am loved by my friends, I am a wondrous creative being, and I love giving back to the world, like whatever your I am statement is, that is you claiming that quality, that gift, that whatever it is, as your identity. So whenever you say I am, make sure that statement is followed by something good. I don't want you saying I am stressed, I am depressed, I am sad. You're not those things. You feel those things. That's different. I feel sad, I feel depressed, I feel angry, I feel frustrated. You're allowed to feel things, but you don't want to be those things, okay? So just keep that in mind. So every single morning when you wake up, I want you to have a set of intentions, a set of I am statements that you can repeat to yourself in the morning and even repeat to yourself throughout the day. So you could say, I am grateful to be alive. I am so thankful I woke up in this cozy bed. I am so grateful that I get to take a warm shower. I am so happy that I love the scent of this soap, this luxurious soap that I get to bathe myself in. I am so happy that this, I am grateful that this. Start putting that out into the universe, because what this does is it expands your energy for one, and it is allowing you to set the intention of good things to happen in your life. And no one's intention for your life is more important than the intentions you set. So if you start getting very conscious, very aware, and very intentional about what you want to create in your day, that is what will begin to unfold for you. So this is a very, very powerful thing that a lot of people don't understand. And hey, guess what? I want to congratulate you because you're in the know now. So start practicing this. And what you may find is in the beginning, this feels inauthentic, this feels weird. That's okay. Let it feel weird. Let it become a practice for you. And after a few days, and maybe even after a couple of weeks, it will start to feel more natural, okay? So start off with I am statements that you believe, and then later you can start moving on to other things like I am successful, I am wealthy, I am whatever it is you want to incorporate and set the intention for in your life. That's what you're going to say, okay? You can claim that as part of your divine identity, and then later on, watch it unfold. The second tip that I have for you is to fast. And by that, I actually mean do not eat. Now, if you have a medical condition, check with your doctor first to make sure this is safe. And even if you don't have a medical condition, it's still a good idea to get some blood work done and get a physical and make sure that there is nothing that will prevent you from fasting for however long you want to fast. I mean, within reason, of course. So I know that you're probably thinking, Nicole, how does not eating prevent a curse? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I actually stumbled onto this in my own life just a few weeks ago. I had the awareness that I was cursed, and I also had the awareness that it didn't work, and it was the greatest feeling ever. And I know that someone tried to send a curse my way, because for 3 days straight, when I would sit down to meditate, I was getting the weirdest visualizations. I won't go into detail over them, but they were gnarly and they were not normal. And I was having weird dreams too. And one night I remember lying in bed thinking, someone cursed me. And then the next thought was, it didn't work. So I had curse energy trying to get to me, but because of the different, I guess you could say, safeguards that I had in place, which I didn't even know I had in place, this curse energy wasn't able to get to me. So when this was happening, it was during one of my fasting days, and I had this awareness that fasting was preventing the curse from coming through. And here is why. I want you to think about all of the energy it takes for your body to digest food. It does not take a few minutes, doesn't even take a couple hours for your body to digest food. It is a whole process that your entire body gets involved with, and the digestion period takes hours. Think about all of the organs that have to work. Think about how eating affects your heart differently, how the blood has to work to deliver all those different nutrients to different parts of your body. There's a lot of energy that is required to break down food. So if you don't eat anything, you have all this energy left over. It is a wonderful thing. And keep in mind, like, our body is fueled not just by food, not just by water, not just by the air we breathe, but by our chi energy, by life force, by divine energy. And if we are not having to use that chi energy to digest our food, we can use it for other things. I think that's why I'm always so productive on days when I fast. I, by large and far, have far more energy and I'm usually in a better mood on days when I don't eat. And it's because there's more chi available to do other things. My body does not need that chi energy to digest food, to make sure everything's going to the right systems, to the right organs, to the right whatever. So this frees up your energy to expand, and you have one more layer of curse protecting energy all around you, simply because you didn't eat for 24 hours. I've never fasted longer than that. Usually when I choose to do 24-hour fast, it'll either be every other day, or I'll do like a 5-2 where I'll eat for 5 days and then 2 days out of the week I won't eat anything, and it works out beautifully for me. So again, if that's something that you want to try, check with your doctor first, get the green light from him or her to make sure that that is something that's healthy for you to do. The third tip I have for you is to get in touch with divine energy, and here's what I mean by that. I want you to set aside a few minutes every day where you're not going to be distracted. Maybe it's when you get up in the morning, maybe it's right before you go to bed. It might even be a few minutes before you step into the shower. And just get in touch with divine spirit by focusing on the awareness of it. Make it your intention to simply be aware of divine universal energy. And once you gather that awareness, I want you to consciously visualize that energy coming in to your body. So visualize this God source coming in through your head and just showering all the way down you. You are showering in divine universal energy. I don't think I have to explain how this is a wonderful way to protect yourself against curses. When you are full of divine loving energy and it is flowing in you, through you, and outside of you, you have an amazing barrier. So a lot of times what happens is we're not consciously connecting to this source. And when that happens, we don't have any shields, right? There's no shields. This is your shield. This is your protection. So think about that every single day. And anytime you need an energy boost, or anytime you start to think as if things are going really bad in your life, take a few minutes to practice this. It's not going to automatically fix whatever is in your way, although it can. Miracles do happen. I am a huge believer in them since I've seen them happen in my own life. But more than likely what will happen is you will find the strength and the energy and the answers to the challenge you're currently facing. So this is a wonderful exercise to practice daily so you can get in touch with universal energy like that. It does require practice. I know some of you have tried visualizing before and you're like, I can't see anything. Keep practicing. You'll see something eventually, or you'll feel it, or you might even hear it. It's going to be an amazing experience for you, but you have to keep at it. The fourth tip I have for you, gonna sound a little weird, but it totally works, is to go for daily walks. There has been so many studies that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that going for daily walks can help ease depression, can help ease anxiety. Look up the studies. It is amazing what daily walks can do. And I don't know about you, but I happen to think that any type of illness is a curse in and of itself. It is a curse that maybe we've put on ourselves, that our parents have put on us, because of generational curses, or that other people have sent to us. Because like we said at the beginning of this video, if you're not setting intentions for yourself, other people can set them for you. And what is the most common intention that people send when they want something bad to happen to you? The most common thing that people will say when they're sending you a curse, when they're pissed at you, when they hate you, when they don't like you, they say, I hope so-and-so dies. We've all heard someone say that, right? I hope so-and-so dies. Well, you may not physically die, but the essence of death can come upon you. And the essence of death is what? it's a sickness, or it's when the things that bring you joy are no longer available to you. So a curse can get you physically, mentally, and emotionally. So let's not give it the opportunity to do that. If we know that daily walks are healthy for us, and that's not hard to do, it's free to go for a walk, it's free to dance in your apartment, it's free to do these things. Let's start making that a part of our daily practice. The fifth tip that I have for you is to stay connected to a healthy spiritual community. And I say healthy because there are plenty of unhealthy spiritual communities out there. Trust me, I've been a part of them. These are the people who have a suffering servant mentality. These are the people who are part of fear-based religions. These are the people who just never seem to have their own lives in order. That's not a healthy spiritual community. Just so we're clear on that, that is not healthy. You need to be a part of a healthy spiritual community in which the participants of that community encourage and inspire one another, where people take personal responsibility for their lives. Being a part of a healthy spiritual community is important because these are the people who will lift you up when you are feeling sad, when you're not doing well. I am a part of a very small spiritual community. We call ourselves the Metaphysical Mastermind, and it is a small group of women who all own spiritual-based businesses. And we get together once a week, like clockwork, every single week, and we brainstorm with each other about different challenges we're facing in our spiritual businesses, or if any of us are having personal issues, we will take that to the group. And what's amazing is that the different participants of the group will all offer their own spiritual insight. They'll offer spiritual healing. And so whenever one of us is broken, we can be completely open, honest, and vulnerable with the other members of the group, knowing that we're not going to be judged, we're not going to be criticized, we're not going to be condemned, no one's going to say anything shitty to us. We are going to be embraced and loved and welcomed just as we are in that moment. And what will happen is other members of that group will come and just love on the person who's broken. Because we know none of us are going to stay broken. We're just going through a period where things aren't going well for a while, right? And so when that happens, your spiritual community is able to step it up for you, and they can stand in the gap for you. They can send you positive energy. They can pray for you. They can even say the I am statements over you. And by that, I mean, they'll remind you, like, you are creative. You are wonderful. The divine loves you so much. You are impacting so many lives. You didn't get this far just to get this far. They will start speaking those blessings over you. And when you hear your I am statements in the form of you are statements from other people, it feels so good. It feels nourishing. And even if you're in a place in your life where you don't really believe those you are or I am statements right now, there is still a form of comfort that you will gain from hearing other people speak them to you. It's like medicine to a wound. And the other reason this is potentially important is because I know that all of the members in the Metaphysical Mastermind that I'm a part of, I know that all of us absolutely want what is best for each other. We want all of us to succeed. We want all of us to do well. And when I say succeed, I don't just mean in business. I mean, I want to see these girls flourish in their personal lives, in their love lives, in their relationships, in their friendships, in even their skincare routine, their wellness, their health. Like, I want them to succeed in every sense of the word. And I know they want the same thing for me. And when you have a community of people who are like that towards each other, when there's no jealousy, there's no bitterness, there's none of that bullshit, when none of that is there, oh my God, it's so amazing. It is so wonderful. And I know that on the daily, they are sending me positive energy, and I'm sending them positive energy through the form of prayers and meditations too. So there is power in numbers. There is absolutely power in numbers. So having that spiritual community is a wonderful way to ward off any other thoughts that people are sending you that aren't on your side. So if there is a small group of people and they don't like you and they hate you and whatever the case is, and they are sending these negative thoughts to you, and they're doing it kind of, I want to say passive aggressively, so they may not be saying it to you directly. Although for some of you watching this, I can feel that there are people who just outright hate you and are sending you hate mail, and they're telling you to your face why they don't like you. You do have some of you do have aggressive abusers in your life, and I can see that very clearly. So while that's frustrating and that's horrible, if you have a group of people who have a strong spiritual awareness and they know how to set strong intentions, they can diffuse that energy. They can diffuse the curse energy by showering you in good energy. So this way, it's not just you alone fighting off this curse energy. It's other people standing on your side with you, saying essentially, this person will not be harmed. You are not allowed to touch this person. We are showering her with love, with good faith, with every positive thing the universe has to offer her, with every positive blessing the universe has for her. We are infusing her energy with that. Whew! That is strong, my friends. When you have a group of people sending you that energy, curse energy cannot get through. It just cannot. And people who are sending you positive energy are more intentional than people who are sending you a curse, because curses by nature are chaotic. They are chaotic. And so anyone who hates you, anyone who doesn't like you, anyone who's jealous of you, they are acting out of chaos, not pure consciousness, not pure intention. They're acting out of chaos. So when you have people standing in the gap for you, when you have people thinking about you daily and they're sending you good thoughts and it's very intentional, it's very purposeful, that is far more powerful than the blast of negative energy you're getting from these other people. The other thing I want to tell you is this. If you do have a group of people who are sending you this horrible energy, it is possible that it'll get through. It is possible. But the effects will be minimal. They won't be as bad as they would like for it to be. And if you have people who are sending you positive energy daily, that is going to outweigh the curse, because people who are acting on hatred and revenge and all that, their window of attention is usually small, right? So for a couple weeks or maybe even a couple of months, they hate you, they're mad at you, they're wishing all this bad shit will happen to you. And after a couple months, they move on to the next victim. They move on to the next person that they're pissed off at, because these people are not intentional. These people are chaotic. They are not intentional beings, okay? So your spiritual community is always sending you good vibes. They always want what is best for you. That is never going to end. So I hope that this makes sense for you. Now, of course, there are other ways to prevent curses, but this is what I've applied in my life, and this is what has worked really well for me. So if you have anything additional you would like to add to this, if there's anything that you have done to break a curse or to prevent curses and you know it's working, tell us all about it. Put your story in the comment section down below. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I would like to welcome you to the Guiding Echoes community, and I'd also like to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here on this channel, we love to talk about spiritual topics such as energy, consciousness, the afterlife, things of that nature. And if that's up your alley, I have a feeling it is, hit that subscribe button. Also be sure to hit that little bell icon so you can be notified when I release new videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.